Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is not an episode of Taco Talk. This just so happens to be my mini lecture on Islam. Now, the reason why it's in my apartment is because the Tacoma Islamic Center in University Place became indefinitely closed after the police and fire marshal declared an arson was the reason for the fire at the location, and the ATF are looking into a connection to a hate crime. So it is an active crime scene. So that's closed indefinitely. If you are in the Tacoma area and you happen to be Muslim, there's a number to call, or you call the center, and they give you a website and or another number. I called multiple times. You get you can go on the website that they're using that is connected to is it Muslim Direct, Islam Direct. It's centrally located so that everybody's on the same page all around the world, so that everybody's praying at the same time. So you call, gives you all the times of the day that everybody's praying and where everybody's going to be praying. So I called the number and it gave me a location to go to Manitou Park at 7 a.m. for prayer. So I went to Manitou Park Thursday. I went to the park in the morning, and there was nobody there. It was really weird. So I hung around for about a half an hour, and I saw a man who had traditional headscarf on. And then I saw another woman with a headscarf on, and I was like, all right, you know what? Let me go see where they're going. So I kind of mobbed around a little bit, and I found a couple people praying. Unfortunately for me, it's Ramadan, and so I had to get on my phone. For some reason, I felt the need to double check, rules and whatever, and thank God I did. You cannot, I wrote this down, you cannot have skin-to-skin contact, and you cannot see any women during Ramadan without their headscarf on. No skin-to-skin contact, no shaking hands. If you accidentally bump into somebody, I mean, like it's today's day and age, because the evolution of things, I mean, like, shit happens, but you're not allowed to, like, really interact with women during Ramadan, especially, like, if you don't know them. It just makes it weirder. So that was one of the many barriers I had with this. So once I was able to find somebody who spoke enough English to talk to me, I was given another number and some more information to follow, and then it turned into an episode of Mission Impossible. There was a lot of secrecy going on. It was, like, really strange. So I made a couple more phone calls. I got a hold of somebody. I was trying to get a hold of Imam Ahmed Saleh, and I got a message back saying that the imam was unavailable. They placed me on hold, got back on, and they said he was unavailable. I asked if I could schedule a meeting with the imam, and they declined. It was kind of strange. So after that, I just said, okay, whatever, he's probably busy. I went to the Islamic Center in Kent, dressed in, most of you seen how I dress. I was just quite appropriate. It's Ramadan, again, in the middle of Ramadan. I was stopped from even going any further into the center. I asked a few questions. I was given 10 minutes. I posted that in the beginning of the actual assignment. I wrote a little paragraph. I got 10 minutes. Sorry, I had to wet my whistle. And this is what I got with those 10 minutes. Number one, I was given a few links or a few keywords to look for on YouTube, which kind of pissed me off because that's what I was going to do anyways. I was just going to go on YouTube and wing it. But yeah, I didn't have any special press passes or anything like that. I must have asked the wrong type of questions in the beginning. I told them that I was doing an assignment for school. I don't know. They seemed disrespected. They were irritated. I don't know what the hell the deal is. So, but Dearborn, Michigan has the highest percentage of Islamic Arabic population per capita. The night before Ramadan is like New Year's Eve 1999 every single time. Ramadan starts at 4 a.m. Let's see. The night before, leading up to that 4 a.m. is called Imsak, which is the actual beginning of Ramadan. After Ramadan starts, Friday prayer, every Friday prayer, but that first Friday prayer is super important. Sara. There's 5 daily prayers: sunrise, noon, afternoon, sunset, and bedtime. You cannot enter a household where there's a woman without her headscarf on. The traditional way to break your fast each day is with dates and water. It's like 16-hour days. Like you get 4 in the morning, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, noon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, yeah. That's a 16-hour day. You fit 16, 17 hours in between there. No food or water. And you're praying 5 times a day. Interesting. And then before each time you pray, there's wudu, the traditional washing in preparation for prayer. The ritual washing in preparation for prayer. The ritual washing is very specific. The order performed is important because the Quran specifies the way you're supposed to do it, and then the right hand, only the right hand touches the water. So if you were to wash your hands, you would go right hand to water, water to the left hand water to wash the right hand to water, wash the left hand. Your left hand is traditionally unclean because that's the one you use to wipe your butt or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But this is the one you use for your bathroom. This is the one, for men. You're standing up, you have to hold it. That's your left hand. You wipe. You get the idea. Times vary because there are Muslims and people who practice Islam all over the world. So in today's day and age with technology, they have apps. So everybody's on their phone app, and they got their times all coordinated based off of, their zone and their district and so on and so forth. So they set their alarms, and then, they bring their prayer rug, and some carry their Quran with them everywhere they go. And whenever it's time to pray, 5 minutes before, they get somewhere where, they can set up and open up their Quran and pray and get themselves prepped. And then they lay out the rug, and then they get their prayer on, do their prayer time. What was something else? The night of power, one in specific. Eid al-Qadir, Katir, Eid al-Qadir. It's the holiest night. This is the night that the Holy Scriptures were dictated. So when you dedicate this night to prayer, Islam is kind of based off of like a prayer system where the more I pray, and spend these time doing these things, it kind of adds up in a little bank. And then, Allah takes them into consideration the more that you have, and the more that you're praising, the more that you worship. So on that night in particular, when you celebrate and you dictate and you pray, the prayers are worth 1,000 times more on this particular night in their culture and in their religion than, them praying any other night. What else? Women are traditionally covered, wear headscarves, hijab, and that's their dedication to the culture, to the conservatism. Conservatism, is that a word? And to the conservative part of being Muslim, the conservative condition, traditions of um, how women are supposed to act and what their place is in their religion. Um, I also plugged a couple other links in my article, or excuse me, in my mini lecture that have to do with the arson that happened at the Islamic Center. And I mean, I understand the apprehension to have some 6'2", completely tattooed guy with, piercings in his face, whatever, claiming to be a college student, wanting to ask all these very particular questions, especially during a time where there's an arson and a hate crime investigation, and I don't think this way, but I'm a realist, and I mean, I get it. So, I had a couple more interviews set up with a couple individuals. The only problem is it's Ramadan right now. So nobody's really taking the time out of what they normally do during Ramadan to allow me into like their realm or their life. But I tried my ass off, believe me. The closest I got was what I'm reporting and lecturing about here. Um, any access to be any closer, I was actually requested to produce a press pass, um, which I was actually considering doing. But if I got this press pass, then somebody would actually sit down with me, for 20 minutes under a light recorded. I showed them, I showed them the release of information thing. They declined, so there's no name or no interviewee. Um, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed my lecture on Islam. I have an appointment with one other person, but it's not until next week for them to actually sit down and talk to me about some stuff, because that's when they had time. So, happy Ramadan, if you're Muslim, and yeah, hope you enjoyed my mini lecture on Islam. Assalamu alaikum.